Good evening. I'm Brian Slaybaugh, Inland Power's Board President. It's my pleasure to convene and extend a very warm welcome to all of you that ventured out to this great meeting. Due to the coronavirus situation, we have several changes. As you see, you're here instead of out at the casino. Thank you for your patience as we change the location and have shortened this evening's program to cover only the business items of the agenda. Let's begin the official portion of this meeting. Please welcome Danny Lee. Do we have a quorum?
Mr. Chairman, I would say that we have a quorum for this meeting.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
I would ask for a motion from the meeting to approve the minutes from last year's meeting.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion. Can I get a second?
I second.
We have a second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Danny. Now it's time to move on to this year's election of our board members. For this duty, I turn this portion of the meeting over to our attorney, Patrick McNulty from Randall and Danskin, Inland's outside legal counsel.
Thank you, Brian. To begin the process, I would like to read the nominating committee's official certificate of their nominations for 2020. I'm taking the place of Mr. Kevin Bott. We are the following who were duly appointed a nominating committee in accordance with Article 3, Section 5 of the bylaws of Inland Power and Light Company report that said nominating committee at the office located at 10,110 West Hallett Road, Spokane, Washington, on the 16th of December 2019 met. Present at the committee were Carrie Allen, Dan Eagle, Dave Mapp, Kevin Bott, Lee McGuire, Chris Hall, Dennis Dvorak, Richard Dreger, and Alden Forbes. The following is a list of the nominations duly made by this committee. For District 4, David Schill. For District Number 7, Brian Slaybaugh. For the at-large position B, Randy Cease and Chris Davis. This report, posted in the office of the cooperative more than 60 days prior to the 2020 annual meeting, is in accordance with the bylaws of Inland Power and Light Company. To ensure the integrity of our expanded election options, including electronic, mail-in, and in-person ballots, Inland retained my law firm, Randall Danskin. As a representative of the firm, I will audit and certify tonight's election results. This year, we have 4 candidates running for 3 district positions. Earlier this year, each candidate recorded their speeches, which were then posted online for electronic and mail-in voters. We will now watch the videos for each candidate for today's voting process. The first video is for District 4 candidate David Schill.
Hi, I'm Dave Schill, a candidate for District 4 of the Inland Power Board of Trustees. As you know, Inland Power is a co-op. This means if you buy your power from us, you are an owner member of Inland Power. The Inland Power Board consists of 9 trustees. 7 represent districts and 2 are at-large positions. All of your trustees work to serve the entire membership. Your board meets once a month to set the course of the co-op and to review its performance. Another duty of the board is to make and review the policies by which the co-op operates. The CEO and management team present a work plan and budget to the board for its review and approval. At Inland, our mission is our members. I'm happy to report that your co-op is in excellent health, both financially and physically. We strive to provide the best electrical service possible and at some of the lowest rates in the nation. We also assign capital credits to our membership each year based on the power you have purchased and the margins we have received above our cost of operation. Each year, a substantial amount of these capital credits is paid back to the membership. It's been my pleasure to serve as your trustee for District 4, and I ask for your continued support. Thank you.
We will now watch the video for District 7 candidate Brian Slaybaugh.
Hi, I'm Brian Slaybaugh, and I'm running for District 7 Board of Trustees. I live in Garfield County near Pomeroy, Washington, where I farm and raise cattle with my 2 brothers. I've been married to my wife Lori for 34 years, and we have 2 grown sons along with 2 daughter-in-laws and 2 wonderful grandchildren. I've been on the board for almost 9 years, and I'm now serving as the board president. During this time, I have gained a tremendous amount of knowledge and experience. I'd like to continue to use this knowledge to work for what is best for Inland Power and Light and its members. I think the board has helped move Inland to a more efficient co-op, which helps keep our rates to be some of the lowest in the country. Inland Power faces many challenges now and into the future. Regulations with fish, I-937, and carbon being a few of what we face now. These regulations keep driving the price of doing business up, which makes everyone's bills go up also. Our dams are under constant attacks, so we need to fight hard to save our dams. They are clean, carbon-free, and renewable power. The hydro system is the most reliable and greenest way to back up the ever-growing wind and solar. I would like to continue to work for our members to help keep rates low with reliable service. I want to help tackle the challenges that the power industry faces and be part of keeping Inland Power a great co-op. I will bring common sense, honesty, and integrity to my board position. Being president, I think I have helped lead the board through some tough decisions, and I always make decisions on what is best for both our members and Inland Power. I would appreciate your vote so I can continue to work for you, the members of Inland Power and Light, and I would be honored to serve you for another 3 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Next, we are going to watch a video for our first at-large Position B candidate, Randy Cease.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Randy Cease. I'm currently serving as the at-large Position B Director on the Inland Board. I've only served for a little over a year, as I was selected among 11 candidates to fill an open vacancy. I believe the reason I was selected is because of life experiences I have had. I previously served on a cooperative board for 9 years, so I'm very much familiar with the cooperative values and principles and working for you, the patrons, the owners of Inland. I've also served as a director on many boards, both large and small, and I've worked with a lot of other directors, CEOs, budgets, and financial statements. I've traveled to Olympia and Washington, D.C. numerous times to educate legislators and congressmen on issues of importance to the boards that I represent. And I've continued to do that for Inland today, working on issues that will benefit the board and also you. One of those issues that is near and dear to me is making sure we keep the Columbia Snake River dams. They provide you with some of the cheapest electric rates in the entire nation. I realize the importance of solar and wind, but the water spinning those turbines runs nonstop 24 hours a day. It is because of issues like this I'd ask you to elect me back to my position again so I can keep representing you and make sure that Inland provides you with safe, reliable, and affordable electric rates. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Randy. Last but not least, we are going to watch a video for our second at-large Position B candidate, Michael Chris Davis.
My name is Chris Davis, and I'm running for the trustee position, at-large Position B. I was born on a dairy farm and raised on a dairy farm just north of Spokane, where our family used Inland Power for our electricity. After college, I moved back to Spokane, where I taught math, physics, and engineering at Lewis and Clark High School for 11 years. Recently, I've moved back out to North Spokane, where my wife and I live on a property that is completely dependent on Inland Power, not just for our electricity, but also for our heating and our cooling. Where we are, we can't get natural gas, so our electricity is very important to us. And it's hit home that not only affordability is important, but also the reliability. We also have a business that my wife and I operate off of our farm, so my business and my home are dependent heavily on electricity. That's a big part of why I want to run for this trustee position, is because I'm invested in Inland Power for probably the next 40 or 50 or maybe even more years. And while I think Inland Power is doing a great job right now providing reliable and affordable energy, I want to make sure that that continues for the next several decades. Now, part of that continuation has to do with making investments in future technologies like solar and like wind, but we also have to remember that the sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow, and so I don't want us to forget what got us here and why we have some of the most affordable power in the country right now. A big part of that is our hydroelectric dams, which not only are renewable, but we also can store the potential energy behind the dams and release them whenever we need them. One of the issues that's come up recently with the state is the breaching of the 4 dams in the lower Snake River. And while those dams represent only 4% of BPA's total portfolio, it's important to remember that in the world of power, 1% short might mean that the lights don't turn on or the motors don't run. We can't afford to be even a little short. And on those hot summer days and those cold summer nights, we need to know that we have reliable power and not just hope that it's sunny the next day. Also, as an engineering teacher, I really believe that a lot of the decisions we make in the world of engineering were not about whether it's right or wrong. It was about we have limited resources and we have an output we want, and what is the most efficient way to get there. I tried to teach my students that, and I'm a strong believer in efficiency, but I also remember long-term thinking is very important because we all want this not only to have the reliable, affordable power today, but 20, 30, 40 years from now. Again, my name is Chris Davis, and I'm running for trustee position B. Thank you.
Now, please welcome our one and only Dick Zener to present the Treasurer's Report for 2019.
Thank you, Brian. It's encouraging to see the qualified candidates that you've just witnessed that want to take part in the future of our co-op. It is my pleasure now to report the financial condition of the co-op. We've concluded 83 years of service, and in doing so, I think of Thomas Jefferson's claim when he says, "I am a great believer in luck, and the harder I work, the luckier I get." And so with that in mind, we too are believers in luck. We work very hard to find the best opportunities for our members. I'm pleased to serve as Inland Power's treasurer and have the opportunity to report to you the co-op's great financial health. We also are continuing on with our proud tradition of providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. Once again, I'm delighted as your treasurer to present this financial report. For those who are here, you've had opportunity to get a packet of the slides, and for those watching this by video, the slides will be presented to you. So please follow along if you can. So the total operating revenue for the company for 2019 was nearly $80 million, $79.6 million, with the operating expenses of 76.3. Of that 76.3 expenses, 55% went to Bonneville for power costs, while 26% invested in maintenance and general operation of our system. The remaining 19% went to taxes, depreciation, and interest. I am amazed at how much taxes go to each county of the 11 or 13 counties we represent. So we do make a contribution of the value of our plant in the various counties. Inland's total operating margins for 2019 were $3.2 million. And once we included the benefits of prepaying Bonneville and non-operating activities such as the capital credits from CFC, our borrowing institution, that drives our total margins to $6.5 million for this past year. The power cost making up the majority of our expenses. The main driver of all rate increases in the last years have been Bonneville's power costs as they attempt to deal with the costs of meeting the I-937 requirements. Despite these significant rate pressures, we're happy to announce that there will be no increase in the kilowatt hour charge for the upcoming year. So the energy charge will not change, but we do have an increase of the service availability charge of 4.6%. And for the residential customer, that will be $1 a month more. So no increase in power costs, but $1 a month more in the availability charge to your property. 83 years of service has brought experience and wisdom to this organization. but it has also brought the need to replace our aging infrastructure. Although our plant assets have served well to our membership over the years, we also have the duty to maintain and replace aging infrastructure. Those 40-year-old poles, the smaller transformers just don't meet today's energy need. So over the last year, we have invested in a multi-year program. Then in the last year, we spent $11.6 million in upgrade of transformers, the stations, the substations, and the utility plant. We're happy to report that we are already seeing improvements in our system reliability and expect this to continue well into the future. I'm also happy to report that as a financially healthy co-op, Inland issued capital credit checks totaling $2.4 million this past year. And they went out to 24,000 Inland members. So instead of sending money to anonymous investors, we're sending millions of dollars back to the membership that own this company. So it's a value to be a member. I always enjoy taking my capital credit check to the bank and have a bank teller ask, what is all these Inland Power Light checks about? And I can kind of give them the Inland Power Light story in the co-op. You own the company. If they do well, you share in the benefits. So over the past decade, we've sent $18 million back to our membership. That's significant money. Your board and management team have developed a sound financial strategy, and this is reflected in a strong year-end balance sheet. Our total assets are $191 million. Long-term operating debt is 62.7. That debt-to-equity ratio ranks us in one of the top co-ops in the nation. We also measure our success with an equity position of 59%. That means 59, nearly 60% of all the equity this co-op has is owned by the membership. That puts us in the top 10% of the nation, and it's a position that we work hard to maintain, and we're very proud of it. The co-op has also placed several internal control mechanisms to guard against fraud and error due to oversight. We have a finance committee within the board that we do spot audits of various issues during the year of the co-op's operation. We also employ an outside independent auditor to come in and do spot audits on the books and the records and the transactions. And so the financial statements that you will see and you have in your hands authenticate that this is an accurate indication of the health of your company. The real potential of electricity lies not in providing amenities for our lives, but the power to change the entire community. It's the backbone that improves the quality of our lives. Please think about the cost of 1 kilowatt of electricity. It heats our homes, it lights our lives, it powers our electronics, and even more every day, it powers our automobiles and buses. And it says no other energy source is so versatile and economical. It is truly a priceless commodity, and as your treasurer, I continue to avow that Inland will provide into the future great service, a fair price, and serve you with safe, reliable, and affordable electricity for the years to come. So in conclusion, I'd like to thank you for being valued members of your co-op. I and the other members of the board thank you for allowing us to be part of the leadership for this 83rd year. In conclusion, I was talking to my neighbor who is a member of Inland Power and also a retired employee of a regional utility. And he said, as he reflected on the past few weeks of Inland Power Light, he said, Inland Power is the gold standard of electricity utilities in the region. And I thought, that's a pretty high banner. And he said, well, as you have moved quickly to accommodate the governor and the president and those, and how would you do an annual meeting? The very fact that you've had elections by mail and by electronics, to where even a small few are here today, but over several thousand people have participated in the governing of this co-op. We've allowed for that to happen. So it's a good thing that your company is, and I acknowledge the staff, and I see people here that take the credit for helping us stay current and viable, and the law requires that we have an annual meeting. So you do have a sound company. We are doing well. So with that, thank you. Appreciate your time and participation in your utility.
Thank you, Dan. You've done a great job this year as treasurer and watching out for our members. Please welcome back Patrick McNulty to the podium with the results.
The results of the ballot count today, plus the electronic and in-mail, are as follows. District 4, Dave Schill. District number 7, Brian Slaybaugh. And the at-large position B position, Randy Cease.
Okay, and this is the end of our meeting, so our collective and sincere thanks go out to you four for braving to come out here today and taking an active role in your cooperative. As members of Inland Power, you are part of an organization that is accountable to you, committed to your communities we serve, and most of all, dedicated to serving the best interest of our membership. We remain steadfast in our efforts to work diligently as trustees serving Inland Power, because like you, we are also members of this great cooperative. Speaking for management, employees, and the rest of our esteemed board, thank you for your presence today and your continued support. This is the end of the 83rd annual meeting. It's officially adjourned.